Hello and welcome back to the Remembering Tuscola webcast. I'm David Porter. I'm here with our historians, Mike Carroll and Bill Englehart. They're historians because they're old. They remember these things because they were there.
I was there when they founded Tuscola.
Yeah. What,
More
18,
crocus are coming up through the ground, though, so we made
We're
it.
croaking.
No, the crocus.
Oh, I thought you
It's
said we're croaking.
springtime,
when was Tuscola founded? 1859, 58?
1859.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the first red tulip.
Well,
Is our camera about right?
Yellow tulip won't do, I guess.
Is our camera about right? I can't see. We're just a little bitty block up there.
You can't see.
I can't.
We can't see
It
ourselves.
chopped our head off. Can you see our heads?
I can see it. I don't know why you can't see yourself.
Well, the little window up here doesn't want to show it. I don't know why that is. Brand new computer, having trouble with it.
We can see you fine.
We can see you, and that's all that matters.
Well, you need to be able to see the pictures.
Well, I think once you show them
Put it up.
I think that's all we're going to see.
Put one up and let's see if we know it.
Let's
Dave Porter. Oh, wait, we haven't started yet. I got Dave right off the bat.
I know it.
The
You
cigar.
did. You did real well.
Oh, boy.
can you see
Oh,
the
that's you know what? That's an IA project for history.
That's in the
I got this one if you don't.
that's in the 70s or 80s. I'm trying to think who that is.
I
Give
think
us
it's
initials.
70s.
Give us the initials.
KO.
Oh, that's Kevin Oy.
Kevin Oy.
Kevin Oy, that's probably 8th grade, probably 1978.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the industrial arts room at East Prairie,
East Prairie, yeah.
which I knew I knew when it was based on this picture because these two were in my class.
Oh, that's Beige Memorial.
Beige Memorial, but I'm trying to the gal on the left. We know, don't we?
Well,
Give me the initials on the left. I think I got her.
MM.
What is that?
Petty.
Oh,
Send you a text.
Petty already? He knows this is webcast day. It's Thursday,
What's
Petty.
the initials on the right? Do you know those?
Yeah, MJM.
Melanson?
No, it's
Nope.
not.
On the right is Mary Jane Meyer, Dan's cousin. And on the
Okay.
left is Melanie Myers,
Okay.
spelled differently.
Class of 83?
Class of 83.
I wonder if someone still has that memorial. Well, that's the Ferguson girl on the right.
Lori Ferguson
Lori Ferguson on the right.
went on to get I think she went out to Princeton or somewhere or get a master's. I think she was in, what do they call a person in charge of an art museum? Curator of art museum somewhere out east. Very brilliant. Along with her brother.
On the
Well-
left is Beth Hawkins.
Yeah, looks like Beth.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mike says with confidence since he.
Yeah. Well, you told me. I know who it is.
I'm guessing those might have been history projects.
Yeah. Okay. It's like David's class. When they were younger.
That's taken it northward.
Well, the girl in the front, second from the right, looks like Lori Hill, but it could be a different Hill girl.
Yeah.
But most of
What-
these would be older than me, I
Wasn't
think.
Lori about 83?
No.
Yeah, she's 83.
Is she 83?
Yeah. Johnny Brookins was right.
I'm trying to think of when.
These could have been 82, 81. I'm trying to think who they are.
Is that teacher on the right? Is that Stevenson gal?
That's what I thought, Miss Stevenson. So this would be, and this is at South Ward.
Didn't we?
Well, it looks like Sharon Shue, but
Yeah, it does
Sharon
look like
Williams.
Sharon Williams.
On
But
the
Left is Sharon Chu, Sharon Williams.
I don't know what year, it's been in the seventies sometimes, because that's Southward in the background.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, that was about the last year or two because they had it torn down in the early 80s, around 80 some, 80.
But I remember them putting these lines for PE
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
wall at Northward. But I'll bet that's a gal that coached the first basketball team we had.
Shirley Laley is back row on the
Oh,
left,
that's it. That's Shirley Laley.
and possibly Patty Laley on the number 21.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know. I coached her. That
Well,
and
that comes from Bob and Susan Laley. So
All right,
well,
Bob,
that's pretty
Bob.
good.
What does Bob know about his sister?
yeah. Then possibly, let's see, Teresa Maddox, back row, second from left.
Huh. It doesn't. We wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah, and Steve
Okay.
Laley says, and Pat. So,
Yeah, that is, yeah.
so we got a few of those anyway. We'll get to some older pictures here that you guys will.
No, we know these people just like the back of our hand. We just don't know the back of our hand very well.
No,
Bill Christ on the left. I'll let Bill do the left.
I'll be darned.
We'll alternate. Bill
Well,
Christ.
we'll
Bill
alternate.
Christ is, I'll do my class, you do your class.
Okay, I'll do my class.
Bill Christ is my class.
He's the manager on the left. Debbie Hackett, Becky Alexander.
You ready for me?
I'm ready.
Betty
That's your
Powell,
class.
Betty Powell, Joellen Cunningham, Joellen Monahan. Let me slide the picture over a little bit so we can see who that is, David, on the right.
Oh, that's Ebba Wyatt, my
Ebba-
class.
Ebba Wyatt.
He was a manager, 7th grade manager. Phil Christ, 8th grade manager.
Well, John Rothgeb said Brad Wyatt.
Well, that
Well-
Ebba's his nickname.
Ebba's
Okay.
nickname.
Nobody called him John, or nobody called him
Brad.
Brad.
No, nobody.
I sure am glad they put the screens up so I
Yeah,
can.
yeah, there's the
break
Bill
out.
Englehart screens. That's a true story, David. 7th grade, Bill took a wild shot and broke one of the windows, and they got those screens the next week.
Yeah.
Those are called the Bill Englehart screens.
So is the image of us what's blocking you on the right? Because you should be able to move that image.
Well, if I take it off, I won't see us or you.
No, but you should be able to click on it, and there should be like a little black bar across the top or on the side. You should be able to click and drag that box.
Well, I'm trying to,
It's up.
I'm gonna drag it higher a little bit. There you go.
Now we got it.
Got it now.
Okay.
I'll work on.
No.
Okay, we know a couple of these guys. I'll do the top row, you do the bottom row.
Okay, bottom row, left to right, Denny Shuey, someone in a white sport
Stud
coat.
Lichty, Stud
Stud
Lichty
Lichty.
was his name.
That's
That's
Mike
Mike
Carroll.
Hero, Joe Mendel, Don Fortney, Bobby Jones.
Upper row on the left is Gail Trotz Reader, Ronnie Cooper, Geek, Mike Bangburn, Hoot, Rick Gibson, and Johnny
John
B.
Beatty,
Johnny Beatty. So the only 7th grader up there is Johnny Beatty. The
Yeah,
rest are
but-
8th graders, my class.
But I dressed for that team.
I know, you must have been.
Well, no.
Well, you know what? You were putting those screens up as punishment.
Well, that was it. Yeah, they'd punished me.
Notice how sharp I dress. Fortney and I were the sharpest dressers in high school,
Oh, geez.
with me being a little sharper.
Well, yeah, wasn't there a song, a white sport coat
Oh,
and a
wow.
pink carnation?
Yeah.
You certainly stand out.
Honey,
Boy,
what my nickname in high school is Stud Lichty.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Nobody's agreeing with me
Well,
here.
The negative was not very good, but I thought I better use this picture, especially if I use this one.
Oh, boy, I'll let, you do the bottom
Becky
row.
loved this.
You do the bottom row. I'll do my classmates, you do yours.
Bottom left, Johnny Lassiter, Greg Skinner.
That's mine.
I know.
Buddy Whalen,
Kenny Culbertson,
Jim Bailey,
John Butch Dietrich.
top row left, Phil Christ, Billy Hoke, Tom McDaniel.
Do we know him?
Yeah, that's the guy. They call him Screen Man.
That's me
That's Bill
Bill
Englehart.
Englehart.
and Brad Wyatt.
Ebba, as
Ebba.
everybody called him. 7th and 8th grade combined. Was that the lightweight team then?
That was lightweight, but I dressed
Well, you dressed varsity.
I dressed for the 8th grade.
You and
Yeah.
Johnny did.
Yeah.
Look at the ears on that kid.
Yeah. Good ears.
Ingo, yeah, he actually could fly maybe 4 or 5 feet.
He could
That's
hear
why
you coming a mile away.
he got him pinned back. When was the surgery?
I didn't. Oh my God.
Was the age they went back where they should be.
Man, I was dressed up nice.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Oh boy. You got us. You're going to get us here.
you know what? The little boy looks awfully familiar.
He does. Give us a nickname, we'd get it.
I don't have any names on this one.
Wow. That's probably about 64, 65.
Must be the
Uh,
style show.
Pretty fun picture though.
Yeah, that's the
Look at the speaker up above. In the community building, they had a big old speaker.
probably a better system back then.
Might be.
New one cost $1 million.
Yeah.
It says something club.
Oh, it could be Kiwanis or
Tuscola.
could be
They
Rotary.
donated it.
What does it say? What does that say up there?
Maybe
Optimus
Family
Club.
Club.
Optimus Club.
Yeah.
We used to
Optimus
have an
Club.
Optimus Club.
We used to
Now,
have a
now
club.
the only club that's really doing well is the Pessimist Club.
Yeah.
Weren't the
Here's a picture of Bill and Mike last Halloween.
Yeah, yeah. That's Bill on the right. He was taller than me in grade school.
Mhm.
Now this is tough to guess these two. I think I
I
dated.
don't have any names on that one either.
Did I date them?
I don't
There
know.
they
Oh
are.
my
There
goodness.
they are. There's the Mad Dog Bukovich.
And Murray on the left.
That's I'm trying to
Oh,
see.
yeah.
Yeah, and Bill looks like he's ready to hit me again with something. I don't know what's in his right
Got a
hand.
rolled up.
Oh, look at that. There's a 57 Ford Custom right between Murray and Bucko.
Mhm.
Victorian. That was called a Victoria, 57
Mhm.
Ford Victoria.
That's about a 54 Chevy over here with the white top.
Yeah, so those are older cars, but there's a Corvair. Is that a Corvair way down here or a Nash Rambler on the right?
Where is this thing? I wonder where this picture's taken.
That's
That's
what I
not,
think. I was wondering that too because of this
Well, I think
plus
it's
in the
looking.
background.
I think it's looking east, kind of. Let me think about that for a second. That's looking. There's the track looking north. USI, that really developed with USI. It's looking toward the railroad tracks. It's looking northeast. That's Dwayne, right? So there's the railroad coming through. Dwayne Autos is right down here. That's not Dirty Ots right there, is it?
no.
Well, there's the railroad track. I don't
You
think.
have any more of this?
Well, Bucko came in
Oh.
56, 55 or 6.
I think 55.
No.
Yeah.
And this looks like though it's about 60. Let's see if we can, I think
Well,
this
see,
is,
Murray didn't come until you were in the 7th grade. I was in the 6th.
yes, yeah.
Scared me to death.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Is this even Tuscola? There's a couple of units
Briggs.
over here on the
That
left.
Didn't that look like Ralph Briggs?
Far right, we think that may be Ralph Briggs, who was probably class of 60 or so.
But see
59.
these Unity girls?
Yeah, they just wandered in. Bucko's about ready. Bucko's going, how did the Unity people get here? You
Well,
know,
I'm wondering if
this could be the high school track before they had the high school there. They went out and used the track and football field. Okay, now that strange, we should know who's throwing the discus there for Tuscola, but I'm wondering,
Mike, that's at Unity.
let me look here.
yeah, I think this is
That solved the problem. I think
Yeah,
Bill's
looks like
right.
a Tuscola uniform, but not a probably
Well,
came-
that would,
Well, that's a Tuscola thrower, though, I
Yeah.
think.
right.
but if we went back to the last picture, which way from Unity had a railroad? That's looking back toward, that's looking northwest back toward town with the railroad. on
You know
40.
what? Doesn't really matter.
You know what? We want to get it right. We're historians.
We got about 60 pictures to get through, so
Go
Well,
ahead.
The second girl on the left, it looks like Joellen Monahan, but I could be wrong. The guys have the flat tops from about 1964. Doesn't look like 64 haircuts.
Close, yes.
I don't know.
See how his skin down the center?
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's so the airplane can land.
Right. Next.
Oh boy,
Oh,
there we go.
boy.
This is Bill's class here. Oh,
Oh,
Becky,
man.
Becky, you're in this one.
My heart's fluttering. Now, there's one not a 66 girl there, though, is it? Or that's Nancy Forrester.
That's Nancy Forster on the left.
Judy
God.
Lewis.
Judy
Judy
Lewis.
Lewis,
Diane.
Diane Smith, Sharon
Sharon
Marsh,
Becky
Beck,
Kegley.
good old Beck, right there. Becky Kegley, Linda Callahan.
What
Now, I want to
names?
tell you, there's some pretty girls there.
They did every one of them, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
huh.
I didn't.
Look at the sleeves on their gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 of them are dead.
Go ahead. I'll do my
know.
class. You do yours.
On the left, Sharon Green, John Bozarth.
Cindy Clare and Bob Rogers. who
They
got
married.
Goose Rogers got married, and
Who's Mitchner with?
Jane Furco.
God, that is Jane.
Jane
Had her
Furco
hair
and-
all made up.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Mitch
something?
dated her in high school. Jane
That's right,
Furco,
he did.
Alan Mitchner.
I think that was love.
Well, yeah. Well, it's always love. You don't date somebody because you hate them.
That's true too. Really, that's special pictures.
That is a good picture.
Yeah.
Jane looked great there. She got her
Oh,
hair all
gosh.
fixed up. There's Bill McCarty and Carol.
Don't know the other folks.
Well, on the right.
Next.
Yeah, that's the only ones I recognize, only names I had.
Could be a bank thing or a political thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's Linda Todd. Linda Miller
Linda Miller.
on the left. Linda Hamilton.
Is that Judy in the center? Judy Wright?
Judy right in the
Judy Rod?
middle. And that,
Diane Sterrett is next to her.
I'm
She
gonna-
was in our class.
I'm going to guess the second one in. Nancy Noble from our class. Nancy Noble, second one in.
Mhm.
And House, Marilyn House
Marilyn House.
on the right.
Marilyn always had a smile.
Yeah, good gal. All of them. Linda was a good gal.
I wonder what happened to this girl, Diane Sterrett.
You
She
know,
was
I-
in our class.
I don't know. I've lost track of Diane. I lost track of Nancy Noble. I think that's Nancy Noble. I'd be curious if any of my classmates recognized
If that's Judy, of course,
Anybody-
Judy's still in town.
any of my classmates answering on this
No,
one.
nobody said anything.
Oh.
Wendell Schrader and O'Brien
Phil O'Brien, who's class of 66.
worked for IDOT down in Paris. Great guy,
Yeah.
good engineer.
I tried to find, this was kind of interesting because it's a picture of a picture.
Yes,
So it's in this metal frame that was used in the dark room. It's I've got one somewhere in the house, but I don't know where it ended up. But the other side would be an 8x10. So these little round dark things are feet, so you could flip it over, so that when you're under the enlarger in the dark room, you can put a piece of paper in there and make the print that size. And they've just used to hold the print flat to make a.
yeah,
So that's a little bit of trivia. It's
it
pretty
is. That's
irrelevant.
Yeah, now with artificial intelligence, you don't need anything. High quality photo. I'm always impressed with the photo quality back then. They had bigger format cameras.
Well, this would have been a print that someone shot a picture of. So then there's so this is a picture of a picture of a picture.
Well, still look at the pixels. It still looks good.
Yeah.
Let me read that plaque and I'll tell you what it's about.
The plaque says, I can't read it.
George, is that George? What's his name that did the? That looks like the guy that somebody, Shrout gave the money for the community building.
Short, what's his name?
Shrout or Short?
I don't know.
So that's how Bob, okay, now we got, here you go, here's your,
Oh, there's a classmate of mine.
Here's your
on the
good-
far left,
yeah.
Kathy Van Dorn.
Anthony Van Dorn
Now this gal,
is my class.
yeah, and this gal's in your class.
Is that Brenda Cook on the right?
That's Brenda Cook on the right. Now this
That
gal
is
here,
Sandy
Sandy.
Stinson.
Sandy Stinson.
Sandy
Yeah.
Stinson. I have to get my class of 65.
Didn't you have a
book.
fling with her or something?
I had fling with everybody and
Yeah.
they flung me so far, I lost my hair. Just a second, we're gonna look up Sandy
She was
Stinson.
a pretty girl.
Sandy Stinson was a very pretty girl. All of them are pretty girls.
She didn't graduate with you though, did she?
I don't think she did. And this is a bowling
This
league.
is a bowling league, and the only one I recognize on the far left
that's
is Mrs. Jones.
That's Arthur Jones's mom.
Yeah,
This is another picture of a picture, and
Oh, look at, there's a tape on the, what's the tape on the right for? To format it to fit the,
that is with the numbers on it.
yeah, is that so you can fit it into the page?
That is a pica pole.
Oh, that's what I thought it was.
So that's
think that
it's
was it.
I
That-
thought it was
that's,
way to measure their height.
just a little more trivia. This newspaper measurements in width are usually measured in picas and points. There's 72 points in an inch.
Mhm.
And so they use a special ruler that has picas
There
and
you
points
go.
as
Yeah.
well as.
God dang.
Inches.
she was looking
So
There you
good.
go, David.
cool.
Got a picture for you.
David, can you see this?
Hang on just a second. Let me go to speaker view. There you go. Okay.
Just a second, let me try and see if I can get her here. There it is. See that?
Mm-hmm.
Sandy Stinson, she went to, listen to this. She was at North Phoenix High in Phoenix, Arizona for 2 years.
Hmm.
Oh, wow. So we had almost a California girl. Sandy Stinson. Well, we got it right.
Well, I know it, but who did she date, or did she?
Oh, I don't know. Did I date her?
No, I don't think so. Do we have names on those ladies?
okay.
Other than
No, I
Mrs.
didn't have any names.
Okay,
Okay, on the right, third one in is Wayne.
that's Wayne
huh.
Runyon.
Well, I
looks
started saying
like.
Wayne Room, but is that Hanners? Is that Flash?
Looks like Flash and Charlie Wilson,
Charlie Wilson and Flash.
maybe.
Well, we say Flash Hanners, Dale Hanners. That they would have been about in 64, 65, they've been about 8th grade.
They graduated in 69. Yeah, because down the road there, that's Joe Lockhart. I can tell it's Joe
Oh,
Lockhart.
with the glasses and the long
Yeah.
hair.
This looks like the auditorium at North Ward.
It is.
I don't think Hanners is in the freshman year, my senior year.
No, he wasn't. He's in my,
65.
he graduated in 69 with
67,
me.
68. You didn't graduate in 66.
Well, I graduated in 66. He was a
Freshman
freshman.
then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's your guy. Hired
Well,
you.
that's Jack Williams.
He hired you.
Yeah, he was a superintendent when I was employed.
The-
He was my 8th grade principal too,
I think the one in the middle, the tall one, I think is Susan Cunningham.
possibly. My goodness gracious. Do you have names on this?
Janice Moody says Kathy Hinton, Susan Cunningham, Becky Hedinger,
I was gonna say, was that Becky? God,
and of
that
course
was-
we know Jack Williams, but I don't know who the boy is.
Yeah.
now I can see, if I look right at the face of Becky, that is Becky.
All those Cunninghams.
Becky
you
Leach,
could
who was,
almost, you could almost tell the Cunninghams.
yeah, Cunningham's. Yeah, she looks like Mouse.
The only one looked different was Bill.
Becky, yeah, Becky,
Oh, I mean, acted different.
right, he was different. Becky was my secretary for
Yeah.
several years.
Passed away a few years ago.
Yes, just, well, not even that, just,
This is also the auditorium at North Ward.
Yeah.
yeah.
There's the big Don Fortney. Don was so big and so handsome. He got 2 girls. You got
Yeah.
Marcia Armstrong on the left, and on the right is Angela Black.
Yeah, yeah, he usually had two
Don,
girls with him.
Don
at all
had two,
times.
and they had their hands full with Don. Okay, that is
Oh, that's the
Ryan.
Ryan
That's the Ryan
family.
family.
Yeah,
Jim, Ryan.
Mary Kay,
Kay.
Kevin in the back. Yep,
Ruth Ann and Dennis.
Ruth Ann and
Dennis
Dennis. Yeah,
Ryan.
Dennis.
I forgot
Rick-
they ran, the, what was it? What Montgomery Monkey Wards?
Montgomery Ward, I believe.
Monkey
War
Wards?
Sears, maybe, who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim was at the plant.
Oh, boy. I'll do the front.
Man.
You do the front row, I'll do the back.
Yeah, I was gonna say something. You'd like to do the front.
I'd like, I'll see how many I dated here. 1, 2, 3. You do the front row? Go ahead.
Okay, on the far left, Mary Toomey, Pat Hayes,
Pat Swartzlos down in Arizona.
and this is Carolyn Schultz, I believe.
Yeah. Carolyn Bretzloff.
Yeah,
Upper left is Wish Dunn. Her dad ran the Dunn's Drugs across south of the tracks there. Dunn Sims. Second one is Nancy Norton, one of our brainiacs. She was salutatorian along with Joe Caldwell.
Janice
Allen, another brainiac, and Pam Preston, who sells real estate down in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Who sits up there on the right?
Well, you have to move that a little bit. David, can you slide that over? Oh, that looks like
You know what?
Ron and Becky.
That's Ron and Becky Witt,
That's Ronnie Wynn and Becky Alexander.
who enjoyed over 50 years of marriage.
Now, David, look at that picture and tell me that the class of '65 wasn't the greatest class alive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's Laughlin on the left.
Kathy O'Laughlin,
Kathy O'Laughlin.
but
and-
who's that?
Oh, geez.
That's the only name I have. David Wilson says Kathy O'Laughlin Miller on the left, my first love.
There you go.
Who said
Tell
that?
it all. David Wilson,
David
Oh,
Wilson.
David.
Carol's brother.
David shouldn't let it out like that. Bill and I are keeping it private and quiet.
Well, absolutely. Yeah, never said a thing about anyone.
Charlie
Oh,
Dodson,
there you
Charlie
go.
Dodson. Oh, my
Mike
God.
Waters on the right, Debbie Summerlot
Summerlot
on the left.
Fay. Debbie
Yeah,
Fay. lives
Debbie
over there.
Fay. Mike's retired educator and boy, great basketball official.
They had him in the News Gazette a couple weeks ago. We
Mhm.
interviewed him for, what was that for? Article on him.
Something athletically
Yeah.
inclined. Well, Debbie ended up being a PE teacher at Arcola, then went back to Atwood, but I taught with her at Arcola.
Mike's been at Catlin area
Oh, God,
forever.
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 Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, there they are.
It's a good picture,
That's
Beth.
your class. And look, there's Gail, in the background's Gail Reeder eating food.
Yeah,
Oh,
can you
Steve.
imagine that?
Mhm.
That's Steve Beals and Carol Beals, Carol Chapman, and their class of 66. I saw Carol the other day. I talk to her frequently. She's one of our class members. We keep track of some things that are going on in the class with Barb Prom, Pam McDowell,
Pam Grover.
Pam
Pam
well,
Jensen. Pam Jensen.
Pam Jensen, Grover McDowell.
Okay, this is mostly Bill's. I've got one in my class here too. I'll give the Linda Matheny, 3-time Olympian, lower right.
Okay, sitting next to her is Teresa Day Ard, Bobby Ard's wife, married a long time. On the back row left, that's Mike Hill, the Hill bomb. He
Mhm.
passed away.
Oh, you did?
Steve Lyons,
That's Larry Cromwell from my class.
Johnny Laster, who is gone now, and Ron Smith is gone.
Mhm.
Mhm.
God dang, that's depressing.
Hmm.
Mike Hill's gone. He's dead.
I
Mhm.
didn't know that.
Well, on the far right is
Debbie Crady.
Debbie Grady. Tall girl is Dumas. What was her first name?
Debbie.
Debbie Dumas,
And that's
Sue Ellen Christine,
Sue Ellen
Oh, yeah.
Christine,
and that's Grimm, Patty Grimm.
Patty Grimm from my class.
Yeah. Where is that?
Well, this is a community building. If you look at the parquet squares up here,
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay.
I think this is a community building, prom or homecoming or something.
Must be. Huh.
Is that Andrea?
That
Andrea
is
Sur-
Andrea Surma.
That's Bill's wife.
She dressed up like a
She's
French
colonial.
gal.
Yeah.
Look at the,
Well,
that's a little risque.
that's why you start dating her.
Well, that was,
That outfit right there.
She
There's
still
the-
wears that once in a while for Bill.
Well, every anniversary,
The French maid
She's right.
outfit.
oh my God.
she
she'd
tries to
pass
get
out.
she tries to get the furnace fired back up.
And the coal's all gone.
The coal's gone,
Yeah.
the flames out.
She was, that picture, she's a sophomore attendant for the 65 prom. That's what that's all about.
Yeah.
And
At least she wasn't
that's a
blackface.
that's a good picture of her.
Yeah,
Mhm.
It really is.
yeah. Oh, there was our homecoming queen my senior year, and Curly.
And
Mhm.
Curly, nice girl,
She
pretty
couldn't
girl.
she couldn't stand very long.
Oh, my class.
There's your class. That's one behind you there.
Okay, I've got Bobby Sedero. I've got Jeff McMorris. Who is that?
What's her name?
Is that Gail?
Gail
Carter.
It's
Gail
Gail.
Carter? I think so.
I think it's Gail Carter.
I think you're right.
I think it is.
I think that's Gail Carter. Gail Benner,
Gail
Yeah.
Benner.
now still in Tuscola.
Yeah.
Bob Sedero's in Texas. Jeff McMorris is in Danville,
Selling
Illinois.
State Farm insurance.
Boy, he's been a salesman for a long time.
All of them.
That is
Well,
Gail.
their dad
Mhm.
stole State Farm, and both Stan and
Yeah.
he really did that. Oh, there we go. There's
Oh,
everybody liked Rick Gibson. Hooter, and there's Sharon Rose Cappy. And there's Ronnie Wynn on the far right and Bill's classmate.
Becky Alexander.
Yeah, and they're heading to France.
Well, that's the entrance to the pool on the west side.
Don't know why that photo.
I don't know what that photo's all about.
Well, that's the new pool there in the background, and looks like they're doing some grading for the
Well, the pool was put in what, in the 50s?
Late fifties,
late 50s.
57, somewhere in there.
USI money.
Community building and,
USI money brought it in.
and the pool. And
Doing a little landscape work there, and
Yeah.
just thought it was interesting to see what the
Pool looked like.
that's the
Yeah.
exit out of the swimming pool area.
And it used to be, they put a hip roof on it. The flat
Yeah.
top was hard to maintain, so they, like most places, put a hip. That is that Libby Kegley
It
on the
looks
right?
like on the right,
On the right looks like my sister-in-law, Libby Kegley, Donna Baird.
on a
Yeah.
beard.
Beard, I say
Beard,
Baird,
Beard.
Beard. It just did potato.
What are they wearing?
They're wearing boxes.
Well, must be Halloween.
No, I don't know what that is. That was a fashion show, and that was the latest from France.
Yeah.
So a great big, oh, there's the bridge that I never could quite get over.
Looks like Bill's been out driving again.
Yeah,
well, I was, it was.
yeah. Bill hit that about 90 mile an hour. Skinner was egging him on.
Yeah, let's jump it.
Let's jump
Where
it.
is that bridge?
I don't think it's there anymore.
I don't think it, well,
Looks-
no,
Looks like the Caskie
it
could-
looks like Kaskaskia,
out
doesn't it?
out at north of USI.
Yeah.
We just thought it
Okay.
was a cool picture, and the negative is very poor, but with the digital editing that I have, I brought it back.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very
there we go.
good.
That's the Hill House, I think, or the Urban House
Urban House.
with the glass collection.
Boy, look at that TV.
Philco.
So this would be a Pearl Urban Wardall.
At the Urban House. They had a fabulous antique glass collection.
So this is a house at 508 North Park that Kidwell's own now,
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
I lived in for 3 years as caretaker. The TV was gone, but I remember the cabinet and that table in the background.
David, did you occasionally check the glass inventory to make sure no one had stolen it?
Well, kinda.
I know
Oh,
when,
yeah.
I know when Mr. Hill tried to give that to the museum, he said the glass collection was worth what, 150,000 at the time, way back in the 80s.
Yeah.
There he is. That's Mr. Faultless Feeds himself. Who is that?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Don't recognize him.
Looks like, I don't want to say Jane Furco again, but that's,
No, I
and
don't
that's
think it
Mrs.
is.
Is that, what's her name? Rosemary,
Newsel.
Rosemary Newsel, Rosemary
That's what I was gonna say. It's Rosemary Newsel, but I don't recognize the
on the
girl.
right, on the left.
That's what Johnny Dobbs said, Rosemary Newsel Cox.
Yep. Okay. Next,
There's the voice.
Oh.
Oh, there we go, on the right.
on the right, that's Mr. Zane.
Oscar Zane's dad. Oscar, was his name Oscar too?
I'm not for sure, but he ran the bakery. And you know what?
That is the
That
bakery.
is the bakery.
That's on Park Street, South Park Street. That's where Mr. Zane put his bakery.
And there's a builder boy. That's
Uh,
Quentin.
Is that Quentin Weber wearing
I think
glasses?
that's Quentin.
I didn't remember
Looks
wearing
like
glasses.
Quentin, doesn't it?
Well, he's wearing safety glasses.
That's Bill Laley.
Bill Laley. And the last guy,
I don't know.
Bill Laley, second from left.
right?
Building Zane's Bakery. And
That's not Quentin.
Well, he's wearing glasses. What throws me off?
Harold Zane.
Harold.
Yeah.
Oscar
Holly
Z-
Smith says this is where Steve Laley met his wife, Laurie Smith,
Right there
when
with
they
those
were 2 years
guys.
old.
Oh,
How old were they?
2.
two.
2.
They got married young.
Waited till they were 21 to get married.
Looks
Then
like
Bob Taylor says Everett Weber between Bill Laley and Mr. Zane.
said
Everett.
it's Everett.
No wonder. No
Okay,
wonder.
we knew it was a Weber.
We
And
knew
Alan
Everett.
Mitchner says he thinks Ken Donalds.
I was gonna say Donald's.
Big
That's
Kenny.
what I was gonna say. That's horse Donald's, isn't it?
Yeah, he's strong as a bull.
Got a lot of comments on that photo.
Oh, there they go.
Now, I'm gonna take a wild stab at this because the old boy looks like someone who from the past. I would say that's Jay Bowles's dad.
I was gonna say Bowles because Oni Bowles is,
Mhm.
we're gonna say it Bowles.
You know, that's I had to go along with you because I thought it looked like a Bowles. My Tom Bowles was my uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well,
right. Yeah.
Larry was Bill's class, I think, wasn't he?
No.
What year was Larry?
Uh,
Right around there.
yeah, he must.
Larry
he-
Bowles.
a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's been gone a few years.
Yeah, that looks
Um,
like Jay Bowles to me. I mean, but it's not Jay.
But that looked. I knew it wasn't Tom, but I thought it looked a lot like Tom.
It looks like Tom. Well, it looks like Tom, looks like Jay. It's a Bowles. I'm telling
Maybe that's his first name. It's a.
Yeah,
you. Collection of,
that's
Yeah.
Pearl Wardall again.
Another cabinet full of glass.
yeah.
Yeah, she had quite the glass collection. And this is in the living room. I had to share a little trivia. This chair that you see in the foreground here
Abraham Lincoln sat there.
is a
Mhm.
writing chair that belonged to John Irvin. John Irvin was a brother to Nat Irvin, who's the park is named for, and a brother to Sam Irvin, who bought this house in 1883. And I know those facts since I was caretaker.
You know, in 1900, the Irvin Park had a golf course,
Hmm.
Mhm.
little flat, laid out, little par 3 kind of golf
Mhm.
course. Is that Max Albritton? I think it is.
Greg,
Is that Greg?
Jerry
Okay.
Jones says it's Greg.
Well, then who's on the right?
I don't know, but the little girl looks familiar. Help.
Danny Matthews says Billy Lee in the back, question mark.
Back here.
Janice Moody says Danny Mason, fourth from left. Ginger Allen next to Greg Albritton.
Ginger Allen.
Ginger
Jack,
Allen, no wonder.
Jack and Wilma's
Yeah.
little girl.
Be darned.
Wow.
Now, you might know these.
Oh, that's Billy McCarty.
Billy McCarty and looks like
And
his
his
sister
sister.
and his sister. This was
Kim.
stylish.
Kim married to Rob Judson. Right?
I think so. That's the style show. Carol always sponsored, participated in the style show. That's community
Yeah.
building. Community building. That's that central place back in there with a little glass, remember? And you
Yeah.
walk in that door. That was the makeout room. You know, you go in there.
Every room was a makeout room, wasn't it, Mike?
Oh, makeup
Mhm.
room. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
makeup. I think he said make
Okay.
out.
Those are the Packers. That's Lyle McCollum, and that's
Carson,
Carson on the far right.
yeah.
Is which Carson? Was he
Back left, the little boy, that's Greg Jameson. Then we've got
Eaton?
one of the Eatons, and then looks like
Termite
Termite,
Lindsay, Steve Leonard,
Steve Leonard.
and who?
Don't know. Can't get it.
That's
I've got a lot of names on this one in different,
Oh,
Paul McCollum,
Paul
Lyle's
McCollum.
younger brother.
Lyndon Watkins tagged Fred Hausman. Danny Matthews
And
says
Hausman's
Yeah.
holding the Packers sign.
right.
Timothy Stiles back row on right. Heather Ainsley Miller is tagged. Gene Waters says, I think Fred Hausman, Dennis Oakes, Paul McCollum, Doug question mark,
Person.
Carson. Yeah,
That's Dennis Oaks.
It's one of the Oaks.
that's what
I
Gene
don't think
thought.
it's Dennis.
Then Gene says second row, Greg Jameson, Randy Eaton, Greg Termite, Lindsay, Steve Leonard, Tim Stiles.
That Styles, I didn't know.
We didn't know Tim Stiles. Now, who's the coach there?
I don't know. And Jackie Brookins says Paul McCollum second from the
Mhm.
right bottom row.
That's her.
Brother.
It's her
No.
brother. Three of them. That's George Leonard on the left, coaching.
The big kid in the back is Steve Leonard,
His son.
who was a terrific
Oh,
athlete.
man.
This is
Waters.
no, that's
Oh, wait, that's Kleiss.
Kleiss.
Carlos. Is that Carlos?
I think it's
Mark.
Carlos.
Yeah. And is this Chaplin?
That's Dennis Chaplin,
Lower left is Dennis Chaplin,
Rick Hardwick.
Ricky Hardwick.
Oh
Is
gosh,
that Kelly Williams?
no. Oh man,
Janice Moody says Dennis Chaplin, Rick Hardwick, question mark, Bob Crossman, back row, George Leonard, Swinford, Mark Kleiss, Steve Leonard, Timmy Brown, Bob Betzel, and Phil Waters says Ralph Kennedy.
Bob Betzel is the far right. Second row is Bobby Betzel.
Bob Betzel went to the Air Force
Right.
Academy.
Mhm. Steve had the discus record for a long time, was a tremendous baseball player.
Softball, especially.
Yeah, hit a softball as far as anybody, hit it as far as Larry Ring and his sons could hit it.
I recognize one of these,
The coach is Hop Connor.
Bob Connor.
Lower left is Ricky Wellborn.
Next is
That's
Gary
our
Alexander.
superintendent's father.
That's superintendent's father.
I don't know, do you?
Back
Mhm.
row, far left was my
That's
dentist,
Maddox,
Dana Maddox,
Dana Maddox,
All Britain.
All Britain. Looks familiar.
Greg Albritton. And
Should know that last kid.
Who's
Gene
got
Mason
Mark
Jones
Miller?
says Mark Waters, top right.
Oh, Steve's brother.
Well, we don't know third from the left on the bottom. Those two guys on the bottom, we don't know, I don't think.
That's all the names I've got.
This is a bitty basketball banquet. Now, I'll tell you, the coach on the right, I recognized him immediately. He refereed a lot of JV basketball games,
Yeah.
freshman basketball games. Irv, was it Cross?
Irv, what's his name?
Irv, what's his name?
Top row right is Tommy Harris, Troy Truitt,
Yeah,
Rick Reinhardt,
Reinhardt.
former football coach. And is that a site?
that's one of the Dietrichs.
Next one, the Dietrichs.
Yeah, that's one of Butch's brothers.
I'll be darned.
That's God, Dink, they called him, I think.
Dink.
Jerry
Yeah.
Jones says Eric site, back row, left
I
side.
thought it was a site.
Back row?
Yeah, I think it's Eric Site.
Well, I've been
Yeah.
wrong before.
Okay, now the front row is pretty tough. Got anybody here on the front?
No,
Looks-
the Janice Moody says the coach is Irv Hood.
Irv Hood, okay.
Question mark.
Who said that?
Janice Moody.
That's interesting that she would know that.
Who's the coach on the left?
Well, they probably go with one of these boys here. We don't know.
I don't know the boys on the front. Any names on the boys on the front?
No, I think that's all the She said, well, Janice Moody says, Don Moody, question mark, Fred Moody,
Oh, you
Jackie.
know what? That is Don Moody. He was a handsome, still is a good looking guy. He's 90-some years old. That's Don Moody.
Oh,
Jackie
be gone with
Donalds.
dark hair.
He was very handsome. That's where Kathy got her hot looks. We had Kathy Moody on here from high school in a cheerleading shot, and she said, "Did you tell everybody I looked hot?"
Mm.
I said, "Bill did. I didn't say a word." Okay. Well, there's Lyle, upper right-hand corner is Lyle Tingley, the middle-aged Tingley boy. Whereas Paul was the youngest. That's Gibson, isn't it?
That's Rick Gibson's
Rick Gibson's
brother.
younger brother. What was his first name?
Can't remember.
Oh, I'll think of it in a minute.
Well, we don't have a minute. We're on a time thing. They time us on this. See how fast we
It's
get 'em.
flying. It's flying.
This guy here looks awful. This coach on the left. Who was that?
We should know that guy right there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But I just don't know who it is.
And
Can't.
I don't know about the girls in the back, but Joy Fay tagged Jamie Huber Owen, and Johnny Dobbs says Mark Owen back left, Randy Owen
Right there. Yeah.
front
Who
row
else?
right,
Who?
Randy Owen.
Yeah, that's Randy front right.
This is Mark on the back.
And that's
line.
Mayer. The second one in is Gary Mayer, I think.
Boy.
That's all the
I
names I
coached
got on
these guys in Babe Ruth baseball. I coached Randy and Mayer and Harris, the rest of them. There's either
That is
Ray or Don
actually-
McCumber. Is that Ray or Don?
I think it's Ray. but
Ray.
W.A. Bozarth is the coach.
on the left.
Bottom left is Leeds.
Leeds, that's David, I believe. If it's not David, it's his younger brother.
Was
Then
Keller.
this is a Scott. That's Gary Scott.
Mhm.
Kid, that looks like Don Williams, Jack's boy. But he's probably. This
And-
kid back here next to WA in the back row.
The
little
striped shirt?
Yeah, that looks like a boy that was my neighbor for a while. His name was Brian Wallace.
Pinhead and
That's David
says
Bozarth in the bow tie.
You know what? That is David. That's the basketball,
Yeah.
high school principal or dean of students. Dad.
And grandpa
And
in the same picture, but
Grand-
that is Wallace kid, Brian Wallace.
Ken Hediger says Kerry Jones bottom right.
okay, we didn't get that. Was that Mark Teal? No, that's too
No, I
wrong
don't
age.
think so.
Who's that? We should know that one right there.
Don't know.
There's Kenny Ring upper right and Carl Connor upper left, the coaches.
Boy, these two coaches put them through their paces.
These
I
were no
guarantee you.
nonsense. These were tremendous baseball players right
And
there.
these guys
Kenny Ring and him both were great baseball
standing
players.
next to Kenny Ring on the right.
Jerry
That's
is
Gary.
Gary, his son, Mike Waters.
Mike Waters,
and
John Waters.
John Waters and oh, come on, we know him.
I don't. Down now, that's a teal.
Lower left, I don't know if one of the Teals. Looks like Larry Ring right down here.
But it's not. But he sure looks. It looks like one of the Embertons.
Could be an Emberton.
Gene
Mouse.
Waters says Mark Weaver, Doug Brewer on front row.
Where at? Mark
says-
Weaver and Doug Brewer.
Doug Brewer's in
row.
the glasses.
And she tagged Christy Townsend. Coaches are Carl Connor and Kenny Ring.
Well, we got all that.
See if I got any other names. So I think that's it.
Well, there's looks
Well,
like Mark Sipe in the back, top row, Bob Seeney next to him.
Yeah.
And that's
Bottom right.
that's a Maddox up here. It's Maddox.
That's Steve Maddox.
Steve Maddox, Mark Sipe, Bob Seeney, not Bob. No, would that be Bob?
Yeah, it's Bob.
Seeney. Don't know who the final guy is.
Bottom right
Tom.
is Ronnie Chaplin, Jim Kleiss.
And that's a Weber,
It looks like a Weber.
Mark,
That's Smoke McCumber.
Tom McCumber. who died a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Donna Lamb
Mike
says
Chapel.
John Dole, top row, far right.
That's the one we didn't get was John Doe.
John Dole's, his brother, yeah, they was good boys. The Dole brothers. That one
Bobby
was,
Dole.
yeah. Mark Sipe became one of the best basketball players Tuscola ever had. They
6'8".
went on, yeah,
Played at Southeast Missouri or Northeast Missouri.
Northeast Missouri.
He's an engineer out there, a very successful engineer.
He lives in Minnesota, or he was.
Well, he came back to the Hall of Fame last year and introduced, who did he induct in the Hall of Fame?
Who?
Mark Sipe.
I don't remember.
Okay, you're on the committee.
I know.
Ken Hediger says coach is Corky Maddox.
Oh, be darned. You didn't recognize Corky?
I guess I just didn't.
I didn't either.
I was looking at so much of the
And
boys.
top left, Steve Maddox.
Right, we got
Yeah,
him.
that's
We
the,
got all except Bob Dole.
okay.
Gene Waters says Tom McCumber, first row, Ronnie Chaplin, first row, Mark Sipe, second row.
Yeah.
I think
Left out Bobby Weber.
these are all names that
Yeah,
you guys had.
yeah.
Ed Doe was the older
Ed Dole was
brother.
the older one. Okay, here we go. This is upper left is Gary. Is that Gary Neal
That's Gary Neal,
Or
Greg
he-
Eaton,
and
Kent Ragsdale,
and Tim Polig?
Tim Polig,
On the bottom right, right to left is Alex Tingley,
Kenny Hedinger.
Kenny Hediger. Not sure, and that's our sheriff,
That's Johnny Chambers.
Johnny Chambers, lower left, is our former sheriff.
Ken Hedinger says front row, question mark, Tom Craig, Ken Hedinger, Alex Tingley.
Tom who on the front row?
Tom Craig.
Craig.
Well, the one he didn't get, I
Remember
think, is-
Nancy Craig?
yeah, that's,
Mhm.
I think that's Johnny Chambers is the one he didn't get there. Well, there's the school board. There's Chapel, Mr. Reader, Bob Travis.
Travis, that's a Connor on the right.
Connor,
Althea Deaver, Bob Travis,
Klein-
Willis Wynn,
Willis Wynn's back in the middle.
Mr. Reader. Don
Mr. Kleiss was
Chapel.
the president of the
Yeah,
school
we
board.
got those.
Is that Don Chapel?
Yeah,
Don Chapel on the left, school board, Bob
Carl
Reader,
Connor on the right.
farmer
and,
out west of town.
Sonny Kleiss seated in the middle.
yep.
Somebody said Gail's back from California this week. They're gonna sell the Reader farm.
Gary Alexander had told Jenny he had found some ashtrays that said Tuscola Board of Education, and these are the ashtrays.
They all smoked. Everybody smoked back then. Althea was smoked, I think.
Mhm.
Look at Bob. Bob looked like he still play football.
And that's it.
That was quick.
Well, Jamie, I think we got 99%.
We got 98.6. I was keeping track.
Mhm.
I'm an old man with a bad memory, but my math is,
Hey, those were good pictures.
those are good. That was
Yeah,
scattered,
those were fun.
scattered around a little bit.
I got enough, I scanned enough for 3 weeks, so I've got the next 2 weeks already scanned.
Well, the question is, can Bill and I hold out 2 more weeks?
Yeah, that's the question.
You keep showing photos of our classmates in high school, and well, I don't know, if we can make it.
I'm sorry, but boy, I'm missing a lot of them.
Yeah.
Well, I
Girls were-
picked those out because I knew they were ones you would probably get.
Man, I tell you what, that row
Don't
of 66 girls.
Who? Oh,
Oh,
how about the 65s?
well, they were nice too. Those
65
66 girls kept.
Someone left a big box on my doorstep this
Shortly out of your
morning.
mouth.
Oh, 66 would be
Becky
better.
said the 65 were
I wasn't
better,
thinking.
and then
Maybe
she
not.
said she wasn't thinking, and now she says 66 is better. Let the viewers vote on it. Let
Yeah.
Michener and Taylor vote on it.
Well,
And
someone left a big
Wait
box
for-
on my doorstep this morning of pictures.
What?
What?
Would you say?
I said, someone left a big box of pictures on my doorstep this morning. I need to go through.
Well, who was that?
I don't know. I have my suspicions, but
Bill and I dropped down our photos of,
yeah, well, they're old newspaper photos, so there'll be more to scan.
Well, you need to run that Andre Engelhart and that French foo-foo outfit in your Out of the Past.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Andrea would love that, I'm
The
sure.
Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge.
She was
yeah.
a star belly dancer
It's-
for that Moulin
Well,
Rouge. Well, that's something. You got to go home and buy her some roses and
mhm.
rekindle.
Rekindle the flame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to go see Henninger Brothers get the
This
pilot
will,
on.
this will be on YouTube later today, so if you don't have Facebook,
Oh, she'll love it.
She'll love it.
so.
They had some nice Valentine's Day dinners in Tuscola. I think they had one. Kenny Hogue finally opened up his dining room, and he had a Valentine's special last night and tonight.
I didn't know anything about that.
And they had
How'd you find out?
they have a menu.
Maureen.
Bergerson told us about. We got the menu. It was about a 4-course dinner, really top notch with a glass of champagne, dessert. I went down there last night. Becky and I went down there about 5:30 before last night started to see if I could get in Thursday.
Just
And-
you.
You were out in the car.
I mean, just you, see if you could get in on Thursday.
I was, well, if they had two, if they had two, you could come. But it was 55 shekels. I mean, you just don't take.
Yeah, that's true.
I would have taken that girl in that French outfit, I'll tell you that, if she'd been around. So anyway, David, he's finished part of the dining room on the west, maybe 2/3. And it was really nice. He had about 6 tables in there, really nice tables, brick walls, some lights hanging down. Had the tables laid out nice. The menu was right there. You had choices of special soup or a salad. Then you had a choice of 2 different pastas.
Wow.
I think they had rigatoni vodka, and then they had pasta primavera. Then they had a selection of salmon or crusted Parmesan crusted chicken or braised short ribs. Then they had desserts, creme brulee with fresh fruit. Then they had a glass of champagne. It looked really, really nice. When I got there, I saw Kenny Sr. there, and he was showing me the place. And Kenny Jr. came out, and his current, I guess, girlfriend was there helping up. She's going to be an event planner, wedding thing. They're hoping to turn it into kind of a nice special place. Very classy. Look gourmet. Look kind of like Andrew's down at Paris. So we haven't got any feedback on the results, but it looked really good. And then Joe's had a Valentine's special, and they were lined up waiting. It was packed. Good to see Tuscola getting some food downtown where people don't have to leave town. Looked very successful.
We had a really nice dinner on Valentine's Day. I had leftover pork roast sandwich.
That's good.
We never got a call.
Well, it was just leftovers. We stayed home and had leftovers. We figured one of the busiest days of the year for restaurants.
Oh, Becky and I,
For Mike's Valentine.
we started off Valentine's Day by Becky set a Valentine's card up next to where I take my insulin shots in the morning, and it fell over and I didn't see it. So I walked away and didn't open it up. That's what's called a bad start to Valentine's Day. Went to Champagne to,
And you didn't give me one.
so here, this is a true story. We're driving around, running errands. And as is my problem nowadays, I had to go to the restroom. So we're near the BMW place, and I stopped there just to go to the restroom. We're there for an hour and a half, and by the end of the time, this guy's got me driving an E7, $135,000 E7 all around town. It's a 600 horse. I mean, my God, David, you just talk to the car, open the doors. And the guy says, turn on vibration for passenger. So I did, and Becky's over there. I said to the Sierra, I said, to hell with the passenger, turn on the vibration for driver. And you can have it do your back, your legs, all the different things. And then he said, open the windows, open the doors. You just talk, and it's just everything's. And so it's an electric car, so it's got torque out the wazoo. And he said, punch it if you don't mind scaring your wife. I hit it and it pinned me to the seat. It's 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. So I go in there to go to the bathroom. And this guy's drafting up a lease for $135,000 car. Now, you talk about a salesman. All I wanted was some toilet paper.
So is it out in your driveway right now?
Oh, God, no. Oh, God, no, I couldn't. It's twice my house payment.
It would have been if you had gotten me a Valentine's card.
Becky, here's the bad news. Becky really liked the car.
Yeah.
And I said, if you really love me, you'll get it for me. But I don't know if Duff's got enough money in his bank. I'd have to see what my credit line is. Maybe your son would give it to me.
He possibly would.
Yeah, it'd be a good loan.
It'd be a good loan.
Be a good
Yeah.
loan. So anyway, don't ever stop at a car dealership to go to the bathroom.
Gee, but.
David got a new car. David's got what do you have now? A panel? A van?
The minivan, it's a 20-year-old Kia Sedona.
Does it, but you know, those Korean cars run, and Japanese cars run forever. Does it drive like new?
I've got another Kia with a 317,000 miles on it.
Those things are just so well made.
But the minivan belonged to my aunt, who's 90 years old and decided to stop driving. Only had 37,000 miles on it.
20-year-old car. Well, she was putting almost 2,000 miles a year on. That's way.
Yeah. And she gave me her car. I don't know why, but out of let's see, 13, 14, 15, 16, out of 18 nephews and nieces, I got the car.
Did you feel guilty?
No, I couldn't figure out if I'm her favorite or I'm the one she feels the most sorry for.
Well, if she watches the podcast, I know what the answer is.
Yeah, we may have that.
Well, if she looks behind, sees all those trophies and everything, and she knows you bought 3,000 cigars last month, she probably just likes you. Well,
Could
that's
be.
good news. That's good news. All these years you need the van. Now you don't need one.
It's handy to have something with some cargo space.
But didn't you used to go pick up the papers all the time?
Yeah,
The hearse.
Now you don't do it anymore, do you?
not too much.
Where'd the hearse go?
I sold the hearse.
Wow.
Who bought that?
Funeral director going to paint it?
What's that?
Funeral director buy it, going to repaint it?
No, some guy, he said that he's gonna paint it, but he's gonna turn it into a hot rod.
Well, maybe that's what our last trip's going to be, in a hot rod.
I don't know.
Well, David, congratulations. What color is your van? We'll look for it.
Burgundy.
Does it have press on it or anything?
It's got a press sticker in the window.
Okay. Have you sent Bill and I our press stickers yet?
I haven't got them yet.
He had those one time.
Yeah, I've never been able to get in anywhere.
There goes two guys playing golf,
They're
David.
playing golf today, David.
Huh.
They finally published the new golf rates, finally.
Oh, yeah,
So the
Iron
course
Horse.
will be open this year. We were afraid that,
March 1st.
we was afraid maybe he's gonna plow it under.
Yeah.
Let's see what
All
happens.
right. Well, I've got
David,
to
thank you.
get
Hey,
this.
David,
What?
drink about 3 bottles of ski and then go to bed.
Yeah, I've got to get this uploaded so I can take a nap.
See you, David.
You have a good day, David.
We'll see you
Thank you.
next time on Remembering Tuscola.